don't mean to insult anyone, it's just things that I tend to even forget about whenever you're playing a game. So it's just something to bring to your attention, in case nobody knew who I was. Hello, Karina. Changed my name recently, so no longer Karina Campbell. Congratulations. Thanks. It's very awkward. You've learned how to spell my name and now you have to forget about it, which is great. But I've played a few Olympiads. I've actually turned, well, a selection down for the one this year because I can't make it with work. But it's a great opportunity to get playing if you have that chance. I know you're obviously limited on Saturdays, but there are ladies tournaments down south. We're hoping that this Ladies' Day will bring more ladies into Ulster, that we can organise something similar for you to feel more comfortable playing in a bigger competition as well. But pieces now, Alex, will probably benefit you more than anybody else. No, you're But what I want you to think about, right? A lot of us, whenever we're talking play chess, is just right, well, this is how the pieces move. Not necessarily what the strengths, not the weaknesses, not how to play positionally or tactical, what the end result is. So a lot of people will go, right, well, this is how the pieces move. How does the game end? It's like Monopoly. You need to know the end result. Person with the most money wins. That kind of thing. So, start out fun. Simple. Does anybody know actually the value of the pieces? Well, with a caveat. Why? Exactly. So, a little pawn sitting here, it's just going to be worth 1. But, if it's isolated, and then here, towards the end of the game, backed up by another heavy piece, that is going to be worth a lot more. Because chances are, in the next move, it's either going to take a piece that's worth more than this, or it's going to turn into something that's just worth more as well. Yeah? That's why don't underestimate the pawn. It's great. What's its weakness?
It can only move one space when it's on the board apart from its first one, and it can only take side moves.
Well, the king can only move 1 at a time. But what can the king do that the pawn can't?
Go backwards?
Don't forget to go backward, but this is what I mean. We forget about these wee weaknesses and strengths whenever you're playing. So sometimes you'll notice beginners doing this to start with. That is just going to stand there. It's not going to do anything to help you, and it's just going to create a weakness. Because you can't castle to that side, you've just left that completely open, yeah? It's different when you're moving that alone here, yeah? Because you can back it up to the centre, and that's what we're looking at. Now, the other thing is then, knight pieces. What's the value? 3, yeah? People go, I prefer bishop, I prefer knight. It does generally depend on the player. Personally, I prefer knights. I know most actually prefer bishops, and we'll say that's stronger and that's what they'll go for. I don't really mind, because I shall sure show a game that will make you like knights, won't it? And we'll do that as well.
Some didn't actually know that the pieces have points, and do you get points then as you go along or something?
See, this is why
I
it's
didn't
really
know
important.
that. I just thought it was about getting the king and
That is exactly the point. So a lot of people are going, right, well, this is how the piece will move, right? And it can capture this way. But if I've told you that this is worth 3 points and that's worth 1, if the knight, which goes in an L shape, takes this, it's got 1 point. That can be recaptured. That's why you need to know the value of the pieces, because now you're down material. Yeah, and that will help you later on in the game. And it's the exchange, you know, queen for a pawn. A lot of beginners will go, right, well, I can take this, but they don't realise that that piece can be taken back and what they've actually lost. And that's why you need to know the value of it. Yeah. What's the strengths and weaknesses? Moves.
Strength is a little bit good for forks, like especially knights with a fork where you can take the rook at the beginning.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're talking about the very first one, the bishop pin, yeah?
Yeah.
So, for instance, if we go here, so I'm going to put that bishop there, just so you can see what we're talking about. So, I know that black will move, but this will be where the knight wants to go. So it's taken material, 1, king can't take it back because it's protected, that's the other thing, and the knight has taken 1, okay, that's fine. 1 can be taken back fairly easily depending on the game, but what it is doing is it's attacking 2 pieces at the same time. See what I mean? So that's the really, really nice thing. What's the other strength of the knight?
It's easier to rotate because a pawn is a moving one, but like knights can just jump around. And I think a bit in the back row is crucial because this sort of everyone's pawns and around here.
It's the jump. So if you have a piece stuck behind here, so a rook can't jump over those pawns, this can go anywhere. So a lot of the time this will be able to jump in places. However, those little spots can be protected, right? So if I have a knight here, and I have a pawn here, just for sake of talk, and a pawn here, that knight now can't go to those spots because it can be captured by a lower piece value. Yeah? So it's just things like that. So although it can jump around, you can actually still block in the knight. But the fork and the fact that it's easily manoeuvred is the benefit. Yeah? What's the benefit of the bishop? Because you mentioned forks and
Pins.
pins. So for everyone else,
A pin is where you are, it has to be protected. That's the start. And then it's pinning something to the king. So if it's a pin, you normally want it to be pinning like a rook, it's worth 1 point more, or sometimes 2 points, depending on competitive level. And then if it's pinned, then you're going to retreat it. But then there's nothing the other person can do apart from block.
Yeah.
Which sometimes can happen, so you're just having material for your retreat.
yeah, that's exactly it. So if I had, well, the bishop, take a talk for some reason, that there, doesn't matter, and the king's in check, what's the move that they can do?
Rook takes it.
Rook, yeah. But bishop can take it, yeah? King will take back, and what's the value of that? If I can separate them. Point, I would give it 2 almost, yeah? So I haven't got there far, but this would be the exchange part. So a lot of the time you'll hear players talk and they'll say I have an exchange up, I have an exchange down. And it's a heavy piece for a light piece, yeah? Or a bishop for a pawn, or knight for a pawn, that's your exchange, yeah? But in this case, this was a pin, whereby the king's in mate, essentially, unless it's manoeuvred in front. And that's why this will go here. Now you can just keep that there if you want, and you can keep attacking. So if white was able to, for example, let's say that wasn't there, and that goes here, that is now attacked twice. So you'll actually get that piece for free, instead of having the king take it back, because they can't. Yeah?
So a pin is anything that has to stick beside the king to protect the king?
Yeah.
And
So
what's
it's
the
something that will
fork where
result
you
in
can go
either way. Yeah.
Okay.
So the pin is something that basically means that it will result in a benefit to you, whether that be the piece can't move because it's a check. If it moves, it's a material loss. So this could be even where it is queen and rook. If the queen moves, I still take the rook and I win material. Yeah, so that's the pin. It just means I still get the material over on the other person. So that's the benefit of the light pieces. Now, moving on to the heavier pieces, we've got rook and queen. So, 4, you reckon? I would say 5, mainly because a lot of people still wouldn't give 2 pieces. Do you know what I mean? 2 pieces for a rook and a pawn, almost rather than 2 pieces. That's the kind of value estimated of, right, well, it's okay, I can manage that. And then the queen.
10.
And this is exactly why I'm so happy you both said a value. So it's debated whether it's 9 or 10, and I think that will mainly be depending on the player, right? So there's a game where Bobby Fischer, I think, gave up his queen for 2 lights and rook. Literally, it will be how confident are you. So would you be more confident with 2 rooks or a queen? 2 rooks. In that case, the rook's 5 and the queen's 9. 2 rooks 10. Of course, it's slight edge, yeah? Now, if somebody's more confident with the queen, you put them almost the same value because it's the same 2 pieces, yeah? Happy with that?
It's a lot of information.
It is a lot of information, yeah. But this is what really you should be looking at whenever you're starting to actually think about playing a game of chess, right? That's my value of the pieces. That's how they move. If I move this way, what piece am I getting and what piece am I losing, yeah? So So then that brings me to, what should you be thinking about whenever you're making a move? And there's a lot.
Does the value of the pieces, like, I don't want to say actually matter to the end result of a game? Or is it just still,
It can
like,
help.
you don't, does it?
It can help, yeah. Now, it's not to say that always when you have more, you will win. Because that's where a sacrifice can come in. So I played Evangeline earlier, and what I did is I just left a piece in the corner because I had made it in the next move. So although on her move, she actually has material up, my next move is a win.
Right.
So just because there's a piece available, doesn't mean you should take it. Does that make sense? So, when you're making a move, gotta think about several things, yeah? And that is, if I make a move, will that piece be taken? How often do you think about that?
Always the first thing.
Always the first
Always
thing.
the first thing
That's
I
a good
think
thing.
of.
That's good. That's what you should be doing. That's great. And now, the other thing is, you will make that move, right? And you'll think, right, can that piece be taken? So you go here, say standard response, yeah? Nothing's wrong. Before you actually make the move and think, right, will that be captured? Is any of my pieces captured? Yeah? So if I make this move, it's very safe because I know it's the start of the game, there's nothing there to be taken. Now, black move. This is where the thinking starts and you've got so many options to make moves. That's where you've got openings, all fine, but you still need the same thought process because there's opening traps, yeah? So in this piece, this is a cheeky wee one. Don't know if you've noticed it before, yeah? So although we can take, it all gets all sorts of confusing. If you're only starting out or you're not confident on something like that, just simple moves. Just simple moves. And what I did whenever I started is just go centre. Just wing it in the centre, protect everything. Just play for that part. Don't make moves like this. And I know that looks pretty and a lot of people do that sort of thing, but it will sometimes stop your development. And what you want to think about that first, yeah? So that's the piece I moved. I didn't move a pawn. Why?
Pawns are protecting.
That is one, but they can't move backwards. If I move the pawns straight off the bat, that kind of gives my cards away. I'm playing poker, and it's like, well, this is what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? So I'm just going to play it safe. And the knight can jump over. It can do things straight away, yeah? Now, if black is thinking about their move, as I say, they can think about, right, well, if I move, will my piece be captured? So if I move my queen there, it's going to be captured by the knight, yeah? So obviously that's not a great move. But before I make that move, is any of my pieces to be captured?
Yeah, the pawn.
Pawn. So, do you protect the pawn? If you want to play safe instead of doing that fancy thing? Yes, probably. So, simple moves, into the centre, just playing for it, nothing's given away, yeah? Now, this is where I'm talking value of the pieces, and where you sometimes think, does it matter? And that is, if I take that with the knight, still thinking, yes, that's available, the knight takes back, and you end up 1 for 3. And you're just done after material straight away, yeah? So, my advice would be, and it's just if you're playing from the beginning, and don't necessarily are confident with any of the openings, is like pieces first. Forget about your queen, forget about that lovely scholar's mate. That's just in the past, we're not doing that. That's insulting to some people, to be fair, as well. You don't want to get cut out with your queen on like h4 or f3 straight off the bat as well. So, light pieces. I can move my knight again if I want to, or I can move the bishop. Any of my pieces to be taken? No? Time for you to go? Why not? Something simple? Any black pieces to be taken? Logically, you're going to say no.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to lose yours, and then you're going to take back.
Exactly. And the material value will then be 1 for 3. It's not worth it, yeah? So that's what you're considering the risks for. So that's safe. So you've considered the risk, right? One piece can be taken, but there's nothing to lose here. It's absolutely fine. I can go ahead. So you want to develop your pieces. Why not? Go ahead. Do something. It's fine. Now, white's turn. Any of my pieces to be taken?
Your pawn.
Is it protected? No. No. That's that's what we call on pre. So if the piece is available and you leave it, and laying speak, leave it hanging, that's your piece on pre. So that is currently available for the taking material advantage. So what do you want to do? Protect it. You can do it a number of ways. I know I mentioned the light pieces, but that bishop is going to be stuck there if I don't move the pawn, because it can't go anywhere, it can't do the thing with the knight. So you can move the piece here, you can move it here, you can move the knight, entirely up to you. Why not? Yeah? That piece is now protected, it's same value, there's not going to be an issue there. Yeah? Now, I know a lot of people do this. Have you seen the fancy move there? Taken. Tactics coming. Yeah. Yeah, so where are we going?
Take the pawn,
Yeah.
then take knight and knight, and then the pawn comes up.
Ooh. That does not like that spot. And there's a fork. So pawn was only worth one, but look at how strong that is there. So it does matter. And just because a piece is available for the taking doesn't mean you do. So black takes is fine because it can, knowing that it'll get that material back. It's absolutely correct. This does not look quite nice, which is why I just went, I'm just going to move the pawn and make life so much easier for everybody. So it's here, and we are here. So for black, still any pieces? Any worries? No? Any development moves? Yeah? So the reason why you're tending to go this side, or the other side anyway, get your king to safety. That's why that side is straight away clear. That's why I like this opening this. Nice and clean, no major traps in it if you play it this way, especially if you're a beginner. But say black goes here, you can check, wherever, you can go here, you can look to castle, yeah? This is where we talked about that other thing, yeah? So knight can go here, and what's the threat? Yeah, it's not protected, is it? Yeah, so this knight, whenever it's here, it's attacking this pawn, which is also attacked by the bishop, and it's only protected once. So normally, I know it's slightly different than that variation earlier, but normally if you're wanting to attack a piece and take a piece, make sure that you have one piece extra on it. Here we don't get that over. Yeah. So in this case, I have two pieces attacking, one piece protected, which will in most circumstances mean I'm up material, because that can't be taken back. Yeah. If it's 1-on-1, like it was a move earlier, that's fine, depending on the value of the material. Happy enough? Yes. It's a lot of information.
Dry.
Yes.
Better to do that earlier instead of protecting the pawn, because if you move the knight to g5 when the pawn is being attacked by the knight, then the knight protects it and attacks.
Yeah, so it's an opening, it's the friend library, so it's one of those things that if you're confident with this, there are different things you can do as black as well within this line, but it's just if you're learning how to do it, you want to even go with development. So say you're not even confident going here, looking at that later. That's fine, don't have to, you can just continue developing. Get your pieces out there, get the rooks connected, that's the other thing. So your rooks are much better together than they are separate, yeah, or between something. Queen, get it out, pawn breaks, just get the pieces well connected, don't do any of that side business, unless of course there's a piece just available. I mean, if instead of this, black did this, I'm not saying, you know, to the side, don't take the piece, it's a free queen, take the queen. But just consider the risks involved, yeah? Follow?
No, I am following. So, would you just like leave them, sounds so basic, sorry, two side rows then? Just leave them alone and work on that sort of, right?
I mostly do,
And then
especially
go
whenever I
out
start.
if you need to do.
Yeah. So see if I'm playing somebody that I know is much stronger, and I haven't played, to be honest, for a very long time now, properly, consistently. I will play basic moves that I know that are safe, yes, okay, but there's no danger to me, and I'm just developing my pieces and getting them connected, getting my king to safety. But that doesn't mean that if somebody's going like this, that I'm not paying attention to it.
Right.
Just because I'm not doing it doesn't mean my opponent won't. Because they might have two rooks connected on one side. Yeah?
Do you not need to move your pawns all forward to free up the back row?
Not
The only
necessarily.
ones in my head that seem to can jump is the knights, so to me the others are just stuck there then.
So if I forget about black for a moment, so the position I used to be chess club that I started at school was going here, the queen up, get it connected so you can castle this way, you can castle this way, rooks are connected, queen's out, all your materials out. Just think about what's happening then. So once that happens, for example, we can go here and start doing things like pushing pawns. That's whenever this happens. Things like that, yeah, you open up things and pawns are going up, but I tend to focus mainly on the centre. But watch out for little techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah, those happen as well.
I always push the pawn and H2 up one before I ever cancel.
All right.
She always shoots me, well, guess what we're going to do next? You know, but it always means that there's someone coming down that back line. You can have all the material on the board there, but I pin into that back line with the queen and bishop and it's game over.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise you get out.
it's not necessarily foolproof, right? So imagine this position. What's the issue there?
The bishop comes and takes H3, and then you can take that because the pin is the pin.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's not great, is it? Now, that can come off, that's fine, but that results in the loss. Now, in this case, because I left the knight there, it can come off, that's fine. But that's the kind of stuff that you're looking out for if you move H3. Yeah? A lot of people kind of wouldn't even do this whenever they had a bishop, but if you're doing that, don't exchange it. Leave that bishop there, or keep it as long as you can. Move it up because it's a weakness in your version. Alright. So, I have a couple of games with this week. It's just to help you think about pieces whenever you're handicapped in a way. So, I think we've got 3, 6, 7, I can play 1. If you want to take a board each, I'll let you know what the game is based on that. Yeah.
So they all just.
Do you want to take a board and I'll stick with
Do you have to
whoever's
partner
left?
up or just?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.